I think our front is very, very much. Can we have a round of applause for all these fabulous engines, ladies and gentlemen? Really wonderful to see. We are so privileged to see you guys. Thank you very much indeed. Now, as for doers, why didn't? So, sir, tell us a little bit about this fabulous, I'll come round. Your steam lorry. I mean, just, oh, wonderful. You must be very proud of this, you know. Tell us a little bit about what we got here with this Bowden.
1928 Bowden D-type steam structure. Originally worked in Wales, and then during the Second World War it was commandeered for pulling down bomb buildings in London.
In terms of the sort of lifetime of these trucks, when did they finish making steam lorries?
They were made until the early 30s, but legislation
I mean, so this one would be very much at the end of the steam lorry idea. And, I mean, how long have you owned this?
I've owned it getting 30 years.
Wonderful. So it had come out to work, or it was scrapped, or tell me the story.
It's never really been scrapped. It's passed through various owners after the war. I've known it since I was about 11. Worked on it with various owners, and then eventually I got to.
Well, I mean, and in investment terms, I mean, that was a very clever day's work buying that. Right. And, I mean, no front steering. No front axle steering. Sorry, braking, I apologise.
Ackerman steering like a model of it.
But just brakes on the rear axle.
Just brakes on the rear, and they work well, but not quick.
No, bit of forethought. Well, great to see. Thank you very much, sir. That's brilliant. So moving on. Now I think we have a ploughing engine here. Just a brief bit of history, sir.
An early single-cylinder ploughing engine, 1880 something. Lots of the other ones in scrap.
And in terms of how long have you owned it?
15 years.
15 years, my goodness. Well, a tribute to you, wonderfully turned out, beautiful engine. And have you come very far?
No, just near Russellwood.
Good. So a nice local engine. Wonderful to see. Thank you very much, sir. I know he's a bit shy, so we did well to get that out of him. Thank you. Only a quick one. Tell me what we got here.
1938, then 40 steamroller. Imported 1930 to Sri Lanka. Imported 1994, purchased from the Asian Palace.
Fantastic. So this has been round the world, really. And I mean, that's very much British engineering at the time was the pinnacle. There was nobody doing a better job of steam than was being done in England. And they went all round the world. I think we've got one here from Tasmania as well. So, I mean, did you have anything to do with the re-importing?
A friend of mine, he went to a private sale in Whitney, Oxfordshire. He purchased it there, he took it to me, to 500 we were running to this store, still got built in the car, right, we left it in, put it in the stand, we said it as an order, translation of, we put it into the thing, put together, went down to 7, all in an upside down.
It's It's a credit to you and lovely to see. Thank you very much indeed. Now I was caught out yesterday because I thought, where's all the steam? And there was no steam because we've got a very early diesel here. Who can I talk to about this? Hello sir, by the way. Not yours, that's yours. Shall we talk to you first? We'll round up the driver. Sir, tell me about your splendid engine.
It's an Avon Toyota Structure. It was made in 1906 for the Richmond Worth Fitzgerald Water Company. While it helped get its name Dougal, the manager from the Richmond Worth, when he died, he was named Mr. Dougal, so that's how the engine comes to call.
Wonderful, and thank you so much for going through that story again, because you were kind enough to tell me yesterday, but we've got a huge audience again, a different lot of spectators, so thank you for telling me, and an absolutely fabulously turned out engine. Lovely to see, thank you very much indeed.
It's the only one that you'll ever see with a petrol tank. It's the only one in the world.
Really? Yes. Well, we are very privileged with all these engines, so thank you very much for bringing it, sir. I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. Because it came round and I thought, that's funny, there's no steam, no chimney. So we have here a very early
1936 Avon and Barford motor roller.
So of course, Aveling and Barkwood, very famous for their rollers. And of course, as time goes on, they advance with the whole thing with internal combustion. So we're running on diesel.
Yeah, it's a normal road diesel. You can run it on fuel oil.
And all these boys here, they don't mind you. They're okay with you. They talk to you and things like that.
Most of them.
Well, I mean, this is every bit as fascinating as the steamers, because in historical terms, this is an absolute sort of after this, there was no more steam.
Yeah, no more steam. Here comes the diesel. These wonderful old rollers appeared.
Yes, absolutely. And again, because of your commitment, your enthusiasm, we get to see it. So thank you very, very much for bringing it. And I mean, I like it. I think it's a wonderful thing. And as I say, historically, it's very prominent in the history of the roller. But essentially, a modern roller today is very similar to this in terms of the basic principle.
It's a bit nicer and more expensive. Different balance in the front wheel. This is just all iron all the way.
So you get to have a lie-in the morning. You just jump out of bed, press the button, and off you go.
Jump out of bed, get the angle out, spin it over to nearly have a heart attack. Then try again, then have a cup of tea, and then normally it goes.
Good for you. And do you let the co-pilot have a go now and again?
I drive it all the time.
Good for you. Good for you. Does he have to ask permission?
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you for bringing it. I mean, in lovely condition and a very interesting machine. Thank you very much. My goodness. Just look at this. Fantastic to see. And as I said earlier, without these guys, without their commitment, we don't have a show. So thank you very, very much indeed. We're going to finish with what? What is it? I mean, what we're towing is very much synonymous with what this was using in its working life.
Yeah, it's a tar flapper, 1926 I think.
Yeah, please. Want a drink of anything? Can I get you something to drink or something?
1913, sorry.
1913, so very much tied up age-wise with that roller. And of course this is a pretty fundamental part of tar macadam.
Yeah, it's what they used to use once they've scarified it.
So basically you pour out the tar, then throw chippings on it to give you a weatherproof road surface. I mean, this, I would hazard a guess to say, is probably rarer than the engine.
Yeah, there's not many of them. The bloke that owns it's got 2 more, and I think he's doing a 4th in restoration.
I mean, it very much sets the engine off, doesn't it? It sort of puts the whole thing in context.
Yeah, it suits the roller perfectly.
Great to see, and lovely to see you bringing it here to us. I know you're a big supporter of our show, so thank you very much once again for turning out with us. Right, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause to these fabulous engines. Really wonderful to see. We didn't get them to blow their whistle, did we? 3 years ago at this show, it was so wet, nobody could move, and so we had a static display, but to see them in their glory actually running, absolutely wonderful. I mean, we've heard these whistles blow, and of course several uses for the whistle. The ploughing engines, they would, that was their way of communicating with each other. Either end of the field, you could tell the other engine that the plough was about to come to the end of its run, and 2 whistles meant, yes, we've turned it round, we're ready to go back round again. So the whistle, although it's a safety device, has many, many uses. What a display of steam. Absolutely wonderful to see these, ladies and gentlemen. We are so privileged to see them. Thank you guys. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Without your commitment, we don't get to see these engines, so absolutely wonderful. So, steam in all its glory. Now, the rest of our day consists of tractors next. 10 minutes. So we're just going to have 5 minutes as the engines move out of the ring, and then we're on to tractors. Tractors and implements, as well as just tractors. So, quite a display there, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very great privilege to talk to some of these guys. I know 1 or 2 of them are a bit shy. They're a bit like to hide their light under a bushel and don't like to talk about their engines, but my goodness, some fascinating stories attached to these engines. Great to see, and thank you guys once again. So the rest of our afternoon consists of tractors next, prams and bicycles, that's at 5 to 2. Then we've got the hounds, then we've got at 2:10, lorries, buses, fire engines. We go on to our main, I suppose it's fair to say, attraction this afternoon, which is an absolutely stunning display of draft horses in all their regalia, mainly towing carriages, carts, farm implements, etc., but turned out in an absolutely pristine fashion. Some of these horses that are coming around this afternoon, the horse brasses, the general regalia, it is just absolutely stunning to see. That parade takes place at 3 o'clock, and I thoroughly recommend that. Following on from that, we have our motorcycle parade. Then at 4 o'clock we have Land Rovers and minis and car clubs, and then we finish the day with our car parade. I do hope you're all enjoying the afternoon with us. Hollowell show is certainly living up to its reputation as a fabulous show, and we're so pleased it went really well yesterday. 1 or 2 little tips and bits of information for you. Please do be careful with vehicles moving around the showground. We do our very best to have a safe show here, and our stewards, etc., are absolutely on the ball, but we do rely on a good deal of common sense from the general public. So if you see these vehicles moving around the showground, please give them a wide berth. We unfortunately yesterday had a very nasty episode with a dog left in a car, which was an incredibly silly thing to do and resulted in somebody's window getting broken to save the dog. So if you have a dog, please, please, please do not, under any circumstances, leave your dogs unattended in vehicles. That is a complete no-no. Likewise, clear up after your dogs on the showground. We love to see them, but we don't love to see some of the little messages that get left behind. Right. We raised £53 this morning for our leukemia research with our invitation steering, and that follows on from £175 last night for the air ambulance. So that is a fabulous amount of money that we've raised from charity. We so appreciate the input that the steam engine drivers have given us over that, and we very, very much appreciate their help. Part of my job is promoting other shows in and around the area, and it's a great pleasure for me to remind you and advertise the Kettering Vintage Rally and Steam Fair. That's at Cranford, 26th and 27th of September. A lovely show, very much based on the same sort of theme as we've got here. Lots of steam, lots of lorries, tractors, all sorts of amusements, and a very good show. Adults are £8 and children under 5 are free. How about that? So we're just going to have a 5-minute changeover and then we're on to our tractors, ladies and gentlemen. A date for your diary, the 2nd and 3rd of July next year is this show again, Hollowell show, next year, 2nd and 3rd of July. A date for your diaries. Thank you.
Can I